collapse and then he knows what happened.
Okay.
Quality! I love it!
Mr. Secretary.
It's called the Silicon Valley Bank, I
These
guess.
are anything to say. State of the nation address.
So what happened was called a bank run, right? Ang bank run is
The banks are running.
it's when there's a
Clients.
lot of hysteria and a lot of panic in the public where everybody's starting to
Pull out.
pull out their
Money?
cash from the banks.
So their pull-out game is good or not?
They're pulling it, and that's the problem, right? Everybody was pulling out, and now we're in this shitty situation. And the best analogy I can do for this is, say for example, I'm the bank. Mela has $100. She gives it to me, right? And me as a banker, I need to make money on that $100, or else, like, what's the point of taking that money? What SVB did was they used that $100 and they bought like bonds. Bonds are treasuries. So it's a 10-year treasury, and that's probably one of the biggest problems with it was super long term. Meaning, I used that $100, I bought that treasury, I earned, let's say, 2% from it. But let's say for example Mela wants her $100 back, right? But I just bought the treasury. I don't have that $100 anymore. It's stuck in that ecosystem where I can't pull it out because it's a 10-year treasury. Now I'm fucked. I'm like, where do I get the money? In 2020 to 2021, money came easy. There was like 100 Melas who were giving me money. So if somebody, I did. Back in, So that's what happened, right? So these 100 Melas gave me the $100. Me as a banker, I was like, okay, here's your $100.
Are you a jiggle?
Here's your 100.
Jiggle.
No problem. But what's happening right now is there's 1,000 Melas saying, I want my $100. And I'm like, I only have 100 Melas in my back pocket. So now everybody's starting to panic because what Silicon Valley Bank is doing now is they're like, I don't have a lot of cash in my
Oh, you
in the
know
bank.
which Mela is the one that you prioritize first?
Oh.
Yeah, you really can't. And that's what they call a bank run, when everybody starts panicking and they pull out their money.
So first question.
Go ahead.
When did they panic though?
Yeah, so they back on Wednesday they had like this. So it wasn't an emergency meeting, but they announced that they sold like billions of treasuries or bonds, and they lost $2 billion from it. So people were starting to
Why are they dumping?
Yeah, why are you dumping? Like normally when something like that happens, it's a
You keep it for a long time.
yeah, you can keep it for a long time. So it was kind of like an act of desperation on the bank's point of view, and everybody smelled blood in the water. Like a lot of these investors in Silicon Valley were like, something's wrong with this bank, because why the hell would they sell their bonds in with the $2 billion loss?
Right.
So they advised all of their startup companies to say and said, pull out all of their money. This bank's going under.
Oh shit.
So everybody started doing it. And by Thursday, actually this is when we knew about it, our company withdrew like millions of dollars from our bank. And pretty much all of the companies started doing it.
Wait, do you guys have, so you have, your company has assets in SBB?
Yeah.
I see.
Any Silicon Valley company that you know,
Yeah.
like 50% of the, there's a 50% chance that they have money in Silicon Valley.
I have a question actually. Why would you use a small bank like SVB? Why wouldn't they
No,
use
that's
someone?
not. It's a.
But I mean, like
It's
someone established like
very
JP Morgan or like
big.
Citibank. It's like a bigger bank.
Yeah, so the biggest reason for that is for startups, big companies like JP Morgan or Chase,
They wouldn't lend,
they
I
wouldn't
guess.
lend because the biggest thing about lending is that they want founders to have skin in the game. So for the big banks, whether it be Wells Fargo, Citi, Chase, what they would say is if your company can't pay for your debt, you as a founder will pay for it. And a lot of founders don't want that. They don't want that liability.
yeah.
And that's why small companies, actually my company does that. The company's Brex. we do that. We give out
You
credit
lend
cards and
money and
loans
then
to founders. Yeah.
Product placement.
Yeah.
I see.
They're not gonna do it. Baka maging viral eh.
So your company's pull-out game is good.
Brex.
Brex.
So it's like
Name it one more time.
BREX. We're actually coming out with a lot of good offers right now.
Is there a promo code we can use and like we get that promo?
Hashtag Jason Bonner.
No, but that's pretty much it. But the bigger implications here right now is
No government bailout?
they're thinking about it. That's what's happening probably like as we speak. They're probably thinking about it because on Friday they announced that they took over like the FDIC.
Oh, they did.
That's only
Took over.
250,000 under though, right?
Correct. So the way it works is, if you have money in the bank, the FDIC insures up to 250,000 of your money.
Oh,
If you had $1 million, you're shit out of luck when you're 750
oh
basically.
man.
So
Take
there's
a
a
hit.
lot of these types
But
of
these are
companies that have it.
corporations, and
Yeah.
we're talking about
Wait,
It's
Yeah.
more than 250.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
these
yeah.
companies have
80% of them
millions.
are
Hundreds of
fucked.
millions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
They have millions. So right now, all of those funds are frozen,
Uh-huh.
meaning they can't pay their employees through payroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't pay their landlords for their mortgages. A lot of shit is gonna hit the fan if they don't step in and bail it out, bail SVB out.
Like drastically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Does
happened
that
back in
affect
a
us in any way? Is
It could
regular
like
people?
if this they call it a contagion. So if this happens to other banks, because what happens is this is the first domino to fall, but now people are gonna start panicking and saying, wait, if they can freeze these people's money, what about my money in J.P. Morgan? They could probably do that too.
It's
So-
kind of like losing
shit.
trust to Bitcoin, now losing trust to banks.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is exactly why Bitcoin was created in
Right.
08. So,
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah, so it is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, because now everybody's like running for the door. And you'll probably see it in the news where you'll see a lot of people standing in line in ATMs and in banks.
Wow.
That's what happened in 08. You'll see it.
Yeah.
And
The
that's why
subprime?
banks are not really
Was that the
popular.
subprime mortgage?
Why didn't I see that?
That's different.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, but that's also a big issue.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So, question.
Yes.
You know, I think this smart people already knows that when they try to sell those bonds, it would ensure panic. Why did they still do that?
They don't have-
Or at least did what you call that, like diversification or like a hedging to
So that's the biggest thing about SVB. I don't know if it was being reckless or they knew it coming in, but that's probably the biggest thing that you can point to as to why they fucked up. They're probably gonna talk about this in the news a lot because there's when we were listening to the podcast earlier, they were blaming it on three things, right? They're blaming SVB themselves, like management, because they fucked it up. You shouldn't have bought like these 10-year treasuries for 2% interest. They're
so
blaming.
What
They're-
is that?
That's
It's so low.
Yeah, they're blaming Jerome Powell because he's also one of the reasons why this happened in the first place because he keeps on raising interest rates.
right.
So
Who does?
Jerome Powell, he's like the chairman of the Fed. And then the last one that they were blaming were like not the clients, like the board members and the founders who were telling these other companies to pull out because they kind of like sort of induced the panic.
Yeah, yeah.
So those were the three main players.
If they don't go for the treasury bonds, what would they have gone for?
Normally it's loans. Normally you would use your when a bank gets somebody
Yeah.
else's money, they use that for mortgages. Those are 30-year ones. But what they do is what Clark was saying. They package it into MBS. Those are the subprime mortgages.
Yeah. So it's like you have a bomb, you wrap it in a beautiful gift, give the bomb to the other
Somebody
person.
else, you sell it. So yeah, they wrap a lot of these. They call it mortgages. In 08, it was like the arms that were really shitty. They would package it into like one package, and they said, we reviewed this portfolio. This portfolio looks okay.
That's a
They'll
better
sell it-
rating as
they'll
well.
sell it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Somebody
that's
else buys it.
that's when like when you're paying mortgage and then suddenly you're paying
Somebody else.
Someone,
Yeah.
another bank.
Yeah. So you probably saw that like in the first month or two when you guys
Yeah.
did it, because that's what banks do. They buy the mortgage, but they turn around and sell it immediately because they need the cash. They don't want to hold on to like those
Right.
30-year mortgages.
Right.
So far, I haven't seen mine. At least it's still in the same bank.
That's good.
They did that with student loans too, right?
Yeah,
That's
it
why
happens a
they-
lot. They package it all the time. Any type of loan.
So why did people invest in Bitcoin in FTX if the surname is Friedman?
Those are two different things, though.
I know, but like,
Like I said, no stupid questions.
So people.
There are a lot of stupid answers.
Goodbye,
Can we
Claire.
get a different reporter?
You will not see that in the video.
You should give like
I
drop
replay.
responses. Like
So-
get a different report. No one from CNN.
You said like in 2008 people would line up and take their money out of the bank.
Yeah.
That was certain banks, right? Like that was
Any bank.
Any bank?
Yeah.
Really?
It started.
Why isn't it money?
It started with regional banks, local banks.
But what about like Chase and Bank of America? Did
Them
they,
too.
Did,
They were the biggest one.
so they lost a lot of money. Did they? If you
They
left
did.
it in, you leave your money in the bank and lose it.
Oh yeah.
because if you're the last one,
But that's
to
when they
pull
got
out,
bailed out.
They got saved by the government.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why a lot
So
of people-
nobody.
They were the
the
too
bank
big to
then
fail.
lost their money.
Like,
A lot of the banks did. I don't know if you've watched The Big Short, but Warren Buffett almost bought one of the big banks. He
Oh,
came in and said, "I have money right now. I can buy one of these banks." But what the government did was they were like, "No,
Yeah.
well,
The government?
the government did.
May lang yata yun.
Because,
Wala na yatang pork yan.
They always say
Monopolizing
they're-
airlines.
they're-
Airlines
they're
and
on
banks,
sale.
those are
Airlines
your
are the
favorite.
worst, yeah.
I know some banks like folded.
Yeah,
Like
some
Washington
folded.
Mutual folded.
Yeah.
Yep, WAMU,
Insurance.
Lehman Brothers was the biggest one.
oh, that's affected Philippines, the Lehman.
Lehman.
So if they folded with your money in there, there goes your money.
There goes your money.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
That's
But-
why people started.
But as long as you have
growing.
that within that FDIC,
Yeah.
you should be
Oh,
able to
like
get
the
something
250.
from.
What is it?
Up to 250,000.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's why
If
you
you have
also-
more than that, you're fucked.
Like government would kind of cover that. I mean like the consortium of banks.
So is the rule like to just put 250 in like every bank? If you had a million,
If
it's
you
better
had
to
a
put
million.
only up to 250.
Yeah, correct. That's what my company does actually, Brex.
Zoom in.
We have about 10.
Theme music. Where's the theme music?
There's already 2 mentions, so you already got paid twice. Twice.
But yeah, that's what we do. We take our clients' money and we put it in like 4 different
Next time
banks.
What's the name of the company again?
Brex.
Brex.
Are you responsible for Brexit?
250,000 per mention.
Bobby, naka 2 times ka na.
No, 3.
Hindi ka na. Ay, nako. Strike out ka na.
And then the next time there will be a link from the video. Go to the website.
I think what we need at the end of this, someone should say, I think I'm gonna start banking with
And everyone will be nodding. Oh, we'll do our own Andrews hate.
But from what I heard, like that's why they're saying that it's better to do like local banks, right? To avoid that kind of thing. Do you think that matters?
The big banks.
I actually think
Yeah.
the local banks will probably get hit first.
Mm.
Yeah, because they're too small, they're too easy to target.
But then don't they like mostly do like less risk?
No, so here's the thing, right? When shit hits the fan, a lot of times, what they call flight to safety are the big 4 banks. It was Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase and Citi.
Si Cheddar yun.
That's usually
Kasi
where people
she's
fly to
Ira hugging.
when
Oh.
things feel
Giving you the
uncertain
stink eye.
because they know that the government will bail them
Like
out.
that used to be
Yeah, that's a too big to fail
Yeah,
phrase.
they're too big to fail.
They'll be bailed out first among
Yeah.
other.
So you mean like they will take out money from the credit union first and then put it in the big bank?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So does the CEO of SVP got a parachute?
Oh, he did.
He did?
what?
He did.
Almost always.
Always. They were. It was all over Twitter. They
What did you get? What's that mean? Parachute.
payments.
Yeah, payment.
So he sold like about $4 million worth of stock a week
Mm,
before this,
yummy.
and then they got bonuses last Friday.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
That's normal insult.
Like remember we
That's
work as well.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
normal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is he still with the company? He's
I
not
don't know.
fired yet?
They're
They
so
abolished it.
Oh.
SVB is no longer
Yeah.
SVB. It's now owned by FDIC.
FDIC.
Wow, okay.
Mm.
Is it possible to still come back? Or like is it like taken over already and that's it? Like
The legal entity
it's
is
We'll,
not
gone.
a
we'll know.
temporary
We'll
thing.
know more on Monday,
Yeah.
but more likely than not, it's over.
I see.
All of these employees or all of the SVB employees are basically laid off.
Oh wow.
Working at Starbucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Line up to work at Starbucks
Yeah.
in Silicon
There's
Okay.
nowhere
Valley.
to work right now. Like Amazon's not accepting, and
Yeah, that's true. Oh no.
Google,
It's gonna get worse.
no one's hiring. So
That sucks. Bail out again.
They would have to relocate.
maybe they
somewhere
could go to
else.
Brex.
Yeah, that's why I was working this. Like when we were out, my boss was like messaging me and stuff. We have a lot of clients coming from SVB. They're putting their money in Brex.
In Rex.
Brex.
Brex.
But that's the question. If they got burned by SVB now, why would they move it to Brex? Why wouldn't they move it to a more established bank? Like
So I think
not
that's
saying you're not established, but
yeah,
like, you know, like the top four or something.
Boo! Edit out. Edit out.
It's a hard question.
No, it's a really really good question, and I think it's because right now that when you think of flight to safety, we were one of their banks because we did a lot of their underwriting already. Meaning,
So they're familiar with you guys.
yeah, they're already a Brex customer. They're just moving some of their funds into Brex, right? Because we underwrote them because, like I said earlier, a lot of them cannot get like a bank account in these more established banks because they're founders and they're like startups, and a lot of times they're very risky. So a lot of these banks don't like underwriting those. But my guess is maybe in a week or so they'll create like JP Morgan banks and they'll probably move their stuff to JP Morgan.
Which who's gonna move to JP?
The
A
The reason
lot of
I
our
said- I
clients
was reading
or a lot of our
that now
customers.
some people are moving to Chase. And that's why.
Do banks have insurance?
What do you mean by insurance?
I don't know.
I
Like,
mean,
is insurance the FDIC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
FDIC is
It's
insurance.
50 on
But that's
If
on
you're
the
a bank, you have
customer
to-
side, right? I meant as a bank.
I think you have to have a certain percentage of a reserve for those things.
Yes.
And aside from that, the banking consortium has insurance aside from the government.
You
Yeah.
have to be registered with FDIC, all the banks.
And it's not easy to be a bank. We've been trying ever since we started as a company. We've been trying.
But you guys are
Like
not.
a
We're not a
universal.
bank.
You're not,
We're
right?
not a bank.
Oh.
So you want to be a commercial or like a universal bank?
Yeah, we want to be a commercial.
Commercial.
But I don't even know if it's worth it at this point because
Mm.
there's a lot of like red tape and a lot of legal shit. And it's like every state has their own
Mhm.
laws and rules. So it's actually not an easy thing to do. If you can just decide, oh, I want to be a bank, I'll pay these fees,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get it. It's actually not that easy.
Mm.
I think yung ano, the question though is like parang if I make a bad investment as a bank, am I insured against that? If the investment
No.
falters?
Usually,
Or-
what banks should do is they hedge.
But you're
Yeah, they
paying,
hedge,
but
yeah.
you're paying with someone's
If
money.
they don't
there's
hedge,
no
yeah.
kind of there's no kind of
There's
like
no
fallback or
funds.
safety with
No.
that.
The government.
Yeah,
The
the government.
to bail it
Yeah.
out.
We're lucky America
Yeah.
can just print
Yeah.
money. That's the
And
one
this
lucky
is
thing.
the funny thing. We keep laughing at this meme. If you look at like the South Park episode
Yeah.
where
It's gone.
Your money's gone.
Cartman gives
And it's
this
gone.
guy, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's literally what
That's true,
happens.
though.
It's gone.
Yeah,
It's just kind of odd that there's no protections against
yeah.
that.
There literally is no protection.
So yeah, there's no insurance against it, I guess.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. it's
Because
the
if there were
government.
insurance, though, I feel like that would make banking very expensive. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Or you don't really get good.
Good
rates.
interest
Yeah.
rates or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have banks like in Japan where like it's like zero interest or something. 'cause if they don't-
People keep their
Too
money
risky.
in the safe.
Yep.
in
A lot of people will do that.
yeah.
Right
We're
now.
just keeping
Money
it
is
They
safe.
have
Yeah.
a bed.
Have cold hard cash in the
They have like
at home.
under the bed.
Right?
Some
In
people-
Japan,
people
in
don't trust
Japan
banks.
they Carmela, in Japan they
It's
keep
like
more
0%
on their money,
interest.
right? They don't really put it anywhere in Japan. It doesn't circulate.
That's what my mom mattress money
They
is what
save
she
a lot.
calls it. She calls it.
Mm.
I
But
don't think it's a
don't
good
even think
idea
they have
to
interest rates in
leave
Japan.
money in your house.
Say that they're in negative.
I think that's a
interest
bad
rates.
idea.
In
Your
America,
house
it's
burns
not a
down
good
or whatever
idea.
it is.
That's why there's no point in
You
keeping
get
it.
bricked
Because
and
people will
broken
find out
into.
if they find out, then like,
Oh,
your house.
that's true.
So, question again, like, when it comes to 401ks and individual, how do you personally do things right now? Kasi, most of the things are down.
Yeah. So not investment advice, right?
I love that. Oh my god.
But
Disclaimer.
the way that we do it is there's something called like a Roth IRA,
Oh, yeah?
and this
Okay.
is what it is it's tax free. You can think of it like as a 401k, but
Yeah,
for
we have
retirements,
it.
you
Yeah.
do. Any gains that you have from that Roth, you don't get taxed on. Meaning you get taxed on it right now. And you can put like six between us. We can do 6K each, and you can put it on whatever you want to invest in, whether it be individual stocks. I think right now I'm probably more inclined to do it with what do you call it, like those basket stocks like ETFs.
Yeah.
So
index funds.
SPY index funds,
Okay.
because right now it's hard to stock pick.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all suck.
I've tried doing it, and it's not an easy
It's-
thing to do.
But just commentary, because I was doing my taxes and apparently last year I was over like the limit. So
Yeah.
like you have like so for Roth IRA you have like an income limit.
Oh, you have to withdraw it, right?
No,
And
no,
put it in another
you
basket.
yeah you have to they call it recharacterize. So I had to recharacterize my last year to try traditional IRA.
Yeah. So what we do is there's something called like a backdoor Roth.
Yeah.
So if you Google that's how you
Still that Roth.
no that's how you
I was telling so because I usually with like my accounts I don't like having two accounts
yeah
like with like whatever
Mm.
but the lady like the I guess investment banks or whatever that they call it I was asking her if I could put back the money like this year, right? Because I'm not gonna go over the income.
Yeah.
Could I put it back my Roth? And she's saying that I should not just keep it there.
yeah.
But then just keep my whatever in the traditional. But yeah, I think because I was asking them to what do you call this, like manage that.
Yeah.
But I think their limit was 5, and then I think I just have to like add one because right now it's at 4, so I have to add like another 1K for that. But apparently the traditional and my Roth total will still need to be like at 6.
Yeah.
6K.
So normally what we do is we transfer it to a traditional IRA first, wait like 24 hours, and then transfer it to a Roth IRA, and that is how you bypass like the rule for the income limit. That's why it's
Yeah.
called a backdoor Roth.
Oh, okay.
You can Google it. It's a
When
legitimate strategy. I don't know why
lot
it's a
of people
loophole
do
in
traditional
tax.
for one day.
Yeah, you just have to
Wow.
wait 24 hours. Well, I normally don't wait 24. I wait like 48 just to be sure that I don't fuck up
Okay.
with it.
Oh, it's settled.
Yeah.
And then you get taxed like you would in a regular Roth. After you transfer.
Because the way that traditional Roth is taxed is any gains that you have there,
Yeah.
you get taxed, right? In a Roth IRA, technically you were already taxed at $6,000. So any gains that you get from that, you don't get taxed on. And that's the benefit of the Roth.
Right, I knew that. I'm just trying to understand the whole transferring to a
On the
Roth.
transferring, yeah.
Like, because you bought those, but then when you take them and transfer them, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
So you don't have to pay taxes on that up front.
Correct.
You're skipping paying taxes almost
Yeah.
on the Roth, because you pay up front for a Roth, right?
You pay up front for a Roth,
Yeah,
but that's already your money. Like when I get money from my payroll, they already taxed it, right? So I'm not gonna get taxed on that money that I'm putting in.
Right, but you said go into a traditional, so they're taking from your paycheck and putting it into a traditional for 1 day. You don't get taxed,
You don't get taxed
You
there.
already
but
got
then when you
taxed on it.
transfer, oh, did you get taxed on it when it went to the traditional?
Yeah, you already got taxed when
Okay,
you
okay.
in your payroll. Like
I'm just double checking how.
Yeah.
But from when you switch it over to Roth, then do you still have to?
Yeah, that's what I was. No,
No,
nothing.
there,
nothing
there's no
happened.
tax.
You
amount
already
there.
paid that tax.
Correct.
Okay.
It's only on the gains that it matters. Man, we moved from SBB to personal finance. I love it.
Does it causes panic?
Ano, Will B, gusto mo na yatang mag-ping pong ah?
Ano ko yung gusto mag-bingo kaya wala ka
Hot seat eh, no?
Ping pong na ba?
Bingo na.
Ping pong na.
Can we go to the bank first?
There's only one bank in this town.
Why do you need to go to the bank? Just be a customer.
Why go to the store when you do it online?
You said I can set you up in 5 minutes.
Or less.
Or less.
Okay, what are we doing now?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Before the tama na.
Apparently he was growling.
At what?
Oh, it's
You
grumble.
know, he
Sabi
was
grumble.
groaning.
Oh,
Ah,
groaning.
groaning.
He does that a lot.
That used to be me. Even
Is it because he's bored?
Yeah,
No,
sometimes.
He's old.
He's
Cheddar is old.
He's old.
What? Cheddar is old. Sometimes he's just like.
Yeah.
He's bored.
He's just bored.
He was giving me side eyes.
Or he wants attention. I don't know.